You meet someone who feels like the missing piece to your puzzle, and for a moment it feels like you found your soulmate. But as time goes by, the fairy tale fades and reality sets in. Did you know that nearly 40 to 50% of marriages in the United States end in divorce? In the United Kingdom, the divorce rate stands at around 42%, while in Australia, it's approximately 32%. These staggering statistics beg the question, what causes the once blissful partnership to become sour? In this video, we're diving deep into the reasons why relationships fail, uncovering the common pitfalls that lead to heartbreak and disillusionment. So, join me on this journey as we explore the ups and downs of relationships, helping you navigate love with insight and understanding. Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Nidhi. I'm a corporate leader turned hypnotherapist and life coach. In my channel, I talk about everything related to personal and professional growth using both your conscious and subconscious mind to help you get to your next level. Okay, we will go straight into the 5 key reasons why what may seem to be a fairy tale romance once may end. Number 1, disillusionment. If you've ever been head over heels for someone, only to find out they're not exactly who you thought they were, that's disillusionment. You see, when we are smitten, we tend to project our desires and fantasies onto others, ignoring any signs that don't fit our dreamy picture, especially early on in our relationship. But eventually, reality hits, and those fantasies come crashing down. It doesn't mean the person is bad. They just can't live up to our idealized version of them. This is particularly the case for relationships that break after a short period of time. Let's take an example to explain. Imagine John and Hannah meet at a party and instantly hit it off. They both feel a strong connection and quickly start dating. In the beginning, everything seems perfect. John sees Hannah as his dream partner. She's intelligent, funny, and shares many of his interests. He imagines a future with her filled with love, laughter, and adventure. However, as the relationship progresses, John starts noticing things about Hannah that don't align with his idealized image of her. He realizes that she has flaws and quirks that he hadn't noticed before or had chosen to ignore. As time goes on, these discrepancies become more apparent, leading to moments of disappointment and frustration for John. He feels disillusioned as the fantasy he had constructed of Hannah starts to crumble. He begins to see her for who she truly is, rather than this perfect image he had created in his mind. For example, John might have imagined Hannah as someone who loves traveling and exploring new places, but he soon discovers that she prefers staying at home and is more of a homebody. This realization can be disappointing for John, as it contradicts his idealized version of their relationship. This doesn't make Hannah a bad person, but simply that she cannot live up to John's projected fantasies. Number 2, taking relationships for granted. Picture this. You're in a business meeting and one of your important customers is in attendance. But instead of giving them your undivided attention, you decided to check the phone, reply to your emails on your laptop whilst they're just waiting for your time. You wouldn't do that, would you? You would of course prioritize your customer. But that's not what we think about our partner. You come home, flop on the couch, turn on the TV, and dive into your phone. Sounds familiar? We're often guilty of not putting in the same effort into our relationships as we do in other areas of our lives. We understand that if we want a fit body, we need to put in the effort, whether it's physical exercise or putting in the right food in our body. But we sometimes forget that to maintain a relationship, it also takes effort. Being emotionally unavailable sends a clear message to your partner. You're not important. You come last. Number 3, lack of communication. Here's one I'm personally guilty of. We assume our partners can read our mind. Newsflash, they can't. We expect them to magically know our feelings without us having to say a single word. I know it's often believed that in a perfect relationship, there is such a deep connection that words are unnecessary because both individuals understand what the other person feels and needs without them saying it. But silence isn't romantic. It's just confusing. Communication is key, folks. Don't be afraid to speak up and share what's on your mind. Don't assume your partner has superhuman capacity to see within our soul and understand what's hurting us. Number 4, turning relationships into a competition. If you feel like you're in a race to see who can do more in a relationship, it's a recipe for disaster. Instead of competing, think of your partner as your teammate. So, I did the dishes, now it's your turn to do the rubbish. Or you went out with your mates Friday, so I get to go out with my friends on Saturday. You see, this turns you into people on opposite teams, competing with each other, keeping score. When you keep score, the feeling of love turns into competition. Trust and intimacy suffer. When both of you give your 100%, the relationship thrives. Number 5, listen. Last but certainly not the least is actually just listening to your partner in a relationship. You see, it's not about doing what's easy for you. It's about giving your partner what they really, truly want. If they're into spending quality time together, skip the fancy gifts and focus on making meaningful connections. Take the time to be present with each other and do things you both enjoy. It's all about showing you care about what they value most. Relationships fail when we give people what we are comfortable giving, not what they truly want. As we come to the end of our discussion on relationship, it's clear that the path from infatuation to lasting love isn't always smooth. We've uncovered the reasons why relationships can falter, like not communicating, taking each other for granted, and turning love into a competition. But knowing these challenges help us navigate love with wisdom. Remember, relationships need effort, communication, and listening to each other's needs. With this understanding, we can build stronger connections. Let's journey together, armed with insight to create fulfilling relationships in our lives. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your subscription costs you nothing, but it helps me to bring more content like this to you. So thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.